All right, let me breathe for a second. Let me take the chance to reel all of this in because, yeah, let me say first because the reason I want to, like, I'm mentioning it like that and saying it coming out like how I am, and this, as I react to this, just got done, by the way, even though in real time, hours ago, I saw it, but, you know, I do understand. I mean, of course, when it comes to like older fans, barely are even here anymore. But I do understand when it comes to older fans don't care. And even from this kind of era, I understand there's people that, especially because they weren't, they don't really, because they didn't really care all that much. Of course, they're talking about the PG era, the first, when it comes at the start of the WWE, the timeline where WWE became even more worse than what they are now. But I remember, this person, what I'm about to mention is, it's from a time that people, as far as that, I guess a majority really don't. It probably doesn't really care to them. It really doesn't matter. But because I'm an OG myself, so I feel like, so they could care less when it comes to AJ Lee. But like I said, as I just said, I'm an OG myself, and that I've been so like as far as a time to where when it comes to AJ Lee, she really she as far as being a trailblazer. And as far as I'm concerned, like the China of this generation, I want to say as we go there, and like AJ Lee for me, is one of the originators when it comes to just women having wrestlers, and just in general women wrestling having further the platform that it does now. I mean, of course, we know the women that got it started, got the ball kicking, and even more so put a spotlight. But as far as WWE really taking into reins and really going forward with this, as far as other factors, yeah, I like to like AJ Lee for me, especially too, just during that era, that timeline, the early PG era, whatever, that that really got me into women's before. Sasha Banks, now known as Mercedes Moné, before the first horsewoman, and just women like that, like AJ Lee was that one for me. It's just that begun me really caring for the, like, as far as like a new direction when it comes, other than just looking at women just for eye candy. AJ Lee was that, and yeah, like it was an incredible pop. I mean, wow, one of those kept secrets, or just one of those just like a never say never has become reality, and that was pretty much evident even even when CM Punk came back to WWE. And now I want to say because I also when it comes to but because I mean I'm if you also, of course, my audience, and you've been watching, and you already know how I'm gonna react to this, and and just overall think about the bigger picture. And when it comes to tonight, I mean, yeah, because I did, of course, as I usually do, put it in the background. They were booing the fuck out of Sami Zayn. They were. I mean, they booed the absolute shit out of Sami Zayn right out of the building. And you're talking about like a guy also that was here tonight too, that kind of has also came back. I mean, it's been quite a while too, other than AJ Lee, that is Brock Lesnar. I mean, he has the accusations that he has with you would think, but it's like, yeah, I mean, he's getting massive, and people like the crowd is in love with Brock Lesnar. I mean, of course, because it's Brock Lesnar, but like, and Sami Zayn is this legitimately babyface that got his ass just basically say, get the fuck out of here from the fans. And I'm pretty sure y'all know, at least some of you that like to actually turn on 100% of your brain, at least, somewhat, to really get what I'm trying to get at. and you should already know you should already know the answer to that question. Well, like, and it goes to the nonsensical assery of Triple H's booking, creative. Nobody really cares. I mean, of course, like I said, IWC can be how it is. Fuck with all that noise. It really matters when it really matters, when it comes down to it. And people did not give a fuck about Sami Zayn tonight. And why I also put that in the same specter, why I also bring that up in the same tune as when you talk about AJ Lee's return tonight. I mean, had we all, like I just said, I mean, had we could be completely dead to what has been going on, to especially, that's another question that I want to ask too, because I'm also like, that's a door that's definitely, when it gets its time, it's definitely got to be opened. That's the only question I got. Where's R-Truth? Where's R-Truth? They absolutely derailed and completely, just completely destroyed the entire potentiality of what could have been with R-Truth. Not a fuck given. Back to irrelevancy. Back to the goofy ass R-Truth. Just all that momentum killed, died, gone. And you expect me to of course, you expect me to sit here and really just complete buffoon, just act like a complete dumbass buffoon, to really sit here and pretend as if they're really not gonna do the same as if when it comes to AJ. I mean, I said, being the fan that I am, as much of AJ Lee. Yeah, I mean, because I know some, for people, it's like they really can't turn their brains off. As like as far, because like I said, I've been, especially to me, where I've been watching wrestling for the last, I've been watching wrestling for 30 years, and myself being a grown ass man, I mean, this, I know it's not gonna be for, of course, when it comes to OGs, it's not gonna be for some, but still for me, because like I said, AJ Lee still says that. I mean, it's not, like I said, looking at current WWE, it's like when it comes to AJ Lee's return, ultimately return to WWE, it's not going to be like anything like Shawn Michaels when he came back in 2002. In a new period of the ruthless aggression era. I mean, it's not going to be even kind of like how it was when Brock Lesnar first came back to the WWE. Or like some others, because you just look at the current landscape of professional wrestling, particularly WWE, and how they move, even more so, being how corporatized it is now, and just how, asinine and completely blind, and just how, just like how the corporatization of WWE, you look at the when it comes to the fans, that they, the less care when it comes to the fans, and how their number one priority is business. So it's like, I mean, I gave it time, when it comes to, comes to that effect. So how could I give my faith? How could I really sit here and really act as if the same thing isn't going to pan out, or if nothing of substance is really, not to question, and as if nothing of substance is really going to come with AJ Lee, with this AJ Lee return. I mean, we're Triple H, who has been the head of creative for the latter of 3 years. I mean, I've given that time. I said you can go back and watch them too. I have videos on John Cena. I wanted to give it time when it came to John Cena's heel turn. I wanted to give it time. I gave it time when it came to R-Truth and what they were going to actually do with R-Truth. You see the aftermath. You see when the dust has settled. You see when it comes to John Cena, when it comes to priorities like that, of where I'm at when it comes to Triple H and him, and and his regime of WWE. So like you damn right. I'm gonna think the way I do when it comes like especially when it comes to now, especially. I mean, this has. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this is the real reign of terror. I say if aside from that, aside from that, well, myself, if you haven't learned anything when it comes to, especially with Triple H and the WWE, I'm gonna have the doubts that I'm gonna have. And just like the title that I have for this, I really don't. I don't have any trust in Triple H in WWE. I mean, he showed his time. They've shown us time and time again. It's just particularly, Triple H has shown us time and time again why, his regime too is just, it's not working. There's not shit to really give a care about when it comes to the current state of WWE. And no, I'm through with saying I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna sit here and of course, with the people out, of course, aside from the fanboys, aside from the being of course, the hypocritical IWC, we gotta wait. Look at it. Why should I give my trust when I know the same thing is gonna pan out? Like it did with John Cena and R-Truth. Why should I lend that to Triple H again, to WWE, when I know the same outcome is going to happen? So yeah, even though I'm being a fan, even though how I react to it the way I did, I still have the same outlook I still have when it comes to when it comes to my point of view and me looking at when it comes to WWE and just Triple H in general nowadays. When I know what's currently going on when it comes to WWE. So why should it be any different just because, AJ Lee's return was, Friday night? But you can yell at me, you can do whatever. I could care less. I'm just be realistic. I'm being, straight up